Yes, sir. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing here. Probably one of my favorite. Oh, God. Down the gauzy. My favorite ways to fish right there. I think I like it better than the topwater bite, to be honest with you. Reminds me of old school spinnerbait fishing when I was a kid. Real visual bite. It's not a topwater bite, but it's the next best thing. Really good. We got around the lake, we got some high water, a lot of shoreline cover in the water. Fish are kind of gravitating towards it, and we're just Alabama shaking a white swim jig. I fish mine a little slower than, I don't do the super fast. The super fast twitching, I kind of like my jig going up and down, you know, a couple inches when I pop it. Not as fast as most guys do, but super. And we got some color in the water, which is key. You need some stained up water and, you know, emergent cover. Super visual, that's what I like about it the most. You pretty much see, you see almost everyone bite it in this flooded cover. And I want my jig tight to some sort of cover. Oh, awesome bite. Tight to some sort of cover and just get it pumping. Not a great big one, but a cool bite. I mean, anytime you get to watch them eat it, it's pretty awesome. I think real stiff rods have a tendency to tear hooks out of fish. Real straight fluoro, you can get by with it, but I got pretty much either braid or braid to a leader on everything. I like a rod with some give. Something you can still crack them with, but. Oh, he's under it. He's a big one too. Got him. Did you see that? It's a spawner for sure. Just tell by the colors. Chased him out. Was hanging over a piece of grass and he was just kind of hovering underneath it. Popped it one time and he got it. Z-Man Helicross. Nice little fish. Cool bite. Got to watch him eat it. Watch him stare at it for a minute. It's got good action. There's a lot of plastics out there that do, especially when you're swimming a jig. But what I like most about it, especially when you're like skipping your jig around brush. I've used other trailers before and it seems like you'll hit a piece of a little tiny branch or something when you're skipping in there and it'll rip one of your claws off. I don't have that problem with the Elastec. It'll hold up. You know, I can fish that same trailer all day. I'm not losing claws left and right just from, you know, your bait hitting something as you're casting it. Like I said, I'm putting this in real heavy cover situation. So using my rod to bounce it off the cover, I really like when I can get like, I want it going over brush and grass and stuff like that. I don't want to, like a clean line like you would want if you were throwing a spinnerbait or something in here. You know, I like when it has to go over a piece of grass because then I can kind of double hop it and hang it there for a second. Like that last bite we had, I was over, oh God. There's a big one. Oh, good bite right there. But classic example, just pitch back in the brush or, you know, fish living back in that heavy cover are pretty much used to just getting flipped, so they don't see a lot of moving baits. He's a little. But I can take that swim jig and put it in all the same spots you'd flip, but give them a total different look. I can cover water a lot faster and make them kind of react to, you know, sometimes they just want a moving bait. And when they live in cover like that, you just don't have any other option as far as you can't throw a crankbait in there. Or even a spinnerbait, you'd be fighting it. This I can just skip way back I shouldn't say aimlessly, but with no disregard to worrying about getting fish out. This is a straight braid technique for me. Sometimes I'll throw it on a leader, but that's usually only around like floating docks in clear water. 9 times out of 10, it's straight braid for me. 30 or 40 pound. It's stay a little lighter just because it casts quite a bit better on the light line. And white's probably my favorite color in the swim jig, but that's more for me than anything. Those fish would all, you know, a lot of those fish would bite a black blue or a bluegill one, but I like watching the bite. I want to know where my jig is and what it's doing. And when I see them go down with it, I got a real good sense of how they got it. If it disappears, I know they got it all. And that's something you can't really tell if you're throwing a green pumpkin or a black blue. If I can fish a white, I'm gonna, I can cover at least 3-4 times as much water than I could flip. And if I had to take a jig or a Texas rig and daub around all this, it would take me forever to, find out where the fish were. In this, I can really burn through the cover really quick and pretty high percentage landing for how heavy a cover you're fishing. If you're flipping back in here, you'd lose a lot more fish just because your bait's down on the bottom and you're bringing them out. These fish are kind of coming out of the cover slightly to get my jig. So especially in that post spawn. So anytime you got, emergent cover is really what emergent color and off color water. Holy. Like I said, I like this better than topwater fishing because I get to watch every single one of them eat it. You see them come streaking out of the cover, swallow your white jig, and yeah, like I said, I like it better than topwater fishing, but not a great big one, but a nice one. Yeah, it's just super visual. It's one of my favorite ways to fish, if you can make it happen. It definitely doesn't work all the time everywhere, but if you got emergent shallow cover with dirty water, you can swim a jig in it and catch fish, no doubt.